Hi, Broadway.com. It's Always Sunny, Episode 7, A Day in the Life. People have asked for this day in the life thing, so I'm taking it very literally and starting the day like you start in the bed. I just got up. My wife, Kelly, got up to make the coffee, which is the best. And, yeah, it's kind of a slow start here. It's really cold. But, hey, you want a day in the life, this is what it looks like, at least at the beginning. We'll see if I can find anything more interesting over the course of the day to show you.
What you doing?
Oh, hi, guys. I'm making the bulletproof coffee.
Your base this morning.
Have you? What's that?
Your base.
I am. What's going to happen is the bulletproof coffee will make me a tenor once I drink it. It really does wake you up. You got to put this brain octane oil in and this Kerrygold butter. And, you know, you just...
He's on a diet, folks, so he starts every morning with about 45 grams of pure fat.
It's not... Yes,
you look amazing. What do I know?
It's a lot of fat.
I'm terrified. I won't go near it.
Well, it really does add a lot to the intake of the caffeine.
It makes you look like Wolverine and it makes me look like I was 6 months pregnant.
It's not. Everyone's metabolism works differently, but it really does spike your energy. Throw it all in the old Vitamix.
Oh my god. Oh. You really just go right for it. You're really funny. You're a funny guy.
That's the secret.
That's it. Then he's going to drink it, and then he'll sing like a bird.
Yeah.
And his hair changes too, and he grows a mustache. It's crazy.
It's true. So you really caution if you do the bulletproof coffee. Well, the day isn't complete, or the start of the day at least isn't complete, if I don't make a huge breakfast. So I have eggs, I got chicken thighs.
He doesn't just eat butter and all, folks.
No.
He also...
That doesn't look particularly appetizing at this moment. But I have some chicken thighs going.
Chicken thighs.
Okay. So, you know, the gym. That's what's the point of all that fuel, and also I eat fruit. Don't just think I eat eggs and chicken and nothing else. Lots of fruit, vegetables, and now the gym for 2 hours, at least 3 times a week. Cause you know, Bob Mackie costumes and shirtless and stuff. Okay, physical warm-up done. Now it's time for vocal warm-up, which I like to finish at least 45 minutes before the show starts, or just about 45 minutes, which means that I have to warm up on the way to the theater, which means that more often than not I'm warming up on the train. Now, my vocal coach is a big proponent of if you can do it quietly, you can certainly add volume and power later. So, thankfully, my vocal warm-up is quiet, but I still do a lot of tongue pulling with paper towels. So, my fellow New Yorkers and Metro riders love it.
As I mentioned, this takes a half hour, but look how I am. Almost there.
Hi, love.
Flame!
What up?
Hi.
Happy Sunday.
You want to sign in for me?
I do want to sign in for you because you don't have the camera on yourself, but you're bleeding on your lip.
Bleeding?
Oh, you weren't bleeding. Oh, you're doing your warm-up.
See, this happens all the time.
I'm hopping on the elevator with my soul.
I'm not gonna take the elevator, I'm gonna take the stairs. Cause, you know, Mackie costumes. Okay, vocal warm-up is finally done. In my dressing room, which someone pointed out to me I've never actually shown everybody. So I'm gonna give you a couple of things that I love in this room, which is really homey and designed by my wife. And if you don't know Kelly already from so much of this video, I'm gonna show you some pictures of her because they're all over the place in here. Okay, so first of all, sorry hon, the couch is not perfect at this moment, but anyway, pillows and things. But this was my opening night gift from Rick Ellis. It's back in Jersey Boys, so this is like 10 or 12 years ago. It's Frankie Valli's mugshot. You can see that Rick and Marshall Brickman both signed it. This was one of my opening night gifts from beautiful The Carole King musical from Mark Bruni, our director, who put the bomp in the bomp a bomp a bomp. Barry Mann, who I played, was the original artist on that record that they wrote. So this is my homage to my former shows. I got pictures of my wife in Mexico, in, where is that? Oh, it's in Italy, of course. This, if you recall from last week, is the S that I share with Stephanie Block. It's being leaned on by a little gift from my parents, a little mini Sonny Bono, which is right beneath my ultimate tribute to Sonny Bono, a big lit up mustache, of course. I got over here a picture of Sonny and Cher. This is one of my favorite because I know it's reflective and it's hard to see, but she's just making the best face at him. And I try to strike this pose a little bit when we sing, but that goofy, it's just, and you can tell the band members are like, I can't tell if they're half checked out, but I just love this picture. And that's pretty much it. It's not a huge room, so you can't pack too much into it, but yeah, it's home when I'm here. I'm in Michaela Diamond's room, who plays Babe, and people have asked this week for pieces of advice. What is the most important or influential or whatever piece of advice? And I actually thought that was a really hard question. I couldn't think of one right off the top of my head.
It's very hard.
Yeah. Michaela is young, though, and maybe she hasn't received so many that it's overwhelming, so I thought maybe the face, if the face could kill, I'd be dead. Okay, here we go.
As I get my wig on and my wig prep.
Wait, we can go right in the mirror so you can
Yeah, great.
look at this.
I think a good piece of advice I received was don't apologize for your work. I think that's a big one. I go off stage like maybe 5 times out of the 8 shows feeling very shitty about my work. So I think it's a big one is to wake up in the morning and forgive yourself for feeling shitty about it and keep getting better.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'm gonna take those. This is good. All right, this is better than I thought it was gonna be.
Oh,
even.
good.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. I love impressing Jarrod. It's actually my goal in life is to impress Jarrod.
Teal.
Yes.
Give us a piece of advice that you think was worthwhile that you've received at some point.
Okay, well, my mother used to say this to me a lot, and I always found it so annoying when I was young, but now I find myself saying it. Patience is a virtue.
Oh.
Yes. And I used to be like, patience is a virtue, but I actually think it is. And I think I'm a fairly patient person, and I think it's helped me survive in this life and in this business.
Nice.
Since I am the mom here at the CHER Show,
Very truly.
it feels like I should give maybe some practical maternal life advice rather than necessarily some showbiz advice. So,
Great.
Now these are a few things that my mother passed along to me, and I hope they will be useful to you.
Brilliant.
The first thing is never fry chicken with your shirt off. Okay? Because that's not going to turn out well.
I was not ready for that one.
No. Second of all, if you're walking along the street, ladies, and you see a man following you and you get a weird vibe, you know, he might be a rapist, a murderer, whatever, just start picking your nose really hard. Scares him right off. Try it. And finally, and maybe most important of all, this is really for the ladies, never go out with boys who drive vans. Think about it. You're welcome.
The best piece of advice I ever got is that good work begets good work. If you do a good job, it all becomes word of mouth. People want to work with you. There's a lot of people when you get this level. It's not a lot of people. Everybody here is good. Everyone's good. But if you're a hard worker, you respect the business. If you take the job seriously, but you're not yourself so seriously, you're good to go. So just work hard, and then that hard work will definitely be noticed, and then you'll be asked to do more. Because good, hardworking, kind people it's hard to find that trifecta.
Yeah, I think the best piece of advice that I ever got was you really have to cherish what makes you special. And that actually is so true. I think for so long I tried to be this like typical leading man, and I kept getting no's, and I was like, whoa, what's happening? But it wasn't until I really cherished who I was and my sensitive side and my comedic side that people really started seeing me. And it was more fulfilling for me just being who I am and showing that to people. And I think that is like the name of the game in this business. You really have to own who you are and what's really special to you.
The best advice I've ever received was when I was doing Pokemon Live. We were doing a bus tour stop. We were doing a bus tour and the driver told us no pooping on the bus. And I've never heard better words. It's the God's honest truth.
So, whether it's right after a workout, between shows, before a show, people are actually, a lot of times say, well, you know, what do you eat between shows? I remember when I was in high school, there was a Friendlies near my school, and we used to go between shows or before a show, whatever, to Friendlies and have Funyuns and a milkshake, and then wonder why the second show was so hard and why we were exhausted halfway through. You know, so anyway, I've learned my lesson over the years. And now I eat more, you know, vegetables and salad, light proteins, things like that. You know, if you find yourself eating fettuccine Alfredo between shows, you might want to rethink that one. You know, I don't know. I'm just. This is, you know, I mean, it's mostly my opinion, but also based on some level of research of metabolism and things. And I know some people are like, well, I need a lot of carbs in between. So sure, totally fair, but you can get healthy carbs from sweet potatoes and rice and things. You don't have to have you know, white flour pasta covered in fat and sugar and syrup. Anyway, so yeah, so that's what I'm doing today. Oh, and soup. I do a lot of soup, especially in the winter because it's freezing and it's good for your throat. So, bon appetit. All right, Michael Taccone. Tell me a piece of advice.
I was once told that all great art begins with and I believe it.
That's great.
There you go. My advice to you is to embrace your weird.
Oh, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
My advice is to enjoy every moment on stage. No matter how tired or something happened that day or whatever, take a breath and think, I'm on a frickin' Broadway stage, and enjoy it.
When I was younger, Gwen Verdon.
Oh, wait, no, hold on. You dropped something. Wait, let me get it.
You get a dessert too?
What?
Name drop. Gullible. I was like, what did I drop? Anyway, so she told me, I was 14, and she told me that I never marked, and that I should always keep that. Kids, do it full out every day, says Gwen Verdon.
The only thing I would say is to be yourself, like fearlessly be yourself with abandon and fun and do you, because nobody can be you better than you can.
Damn right.
Have a good attitude. Even when you feel cranky, be kind to people because folks will remember that. And also, this is a very active occupation, and you have to take care of yourself.
Damn right.
So remember to rest and restore, and sometimes you have to say no to those fun things and going out to take care of yourself so you can spread joy and be fabulous on stage.
Honestly, the best advice I've ever gotten is to be a nice, good, kind person who's easy to work with. Just like you, Jarrod Spector.
Yes, never do shows with bald-faced liars.
Hey guys, my best point of advice is be yourself. Don't compare yourself to other people. Be your own self and work your own goals. That's what brought me here.
Charlie Williams.
Hey,
and
kids.
the advice can't be look like this, because that's not a thing.
Okay. My advice is wear sunscreen, kiddos. Protect that skin.
So I do my vocal warm-up on the way to the theater, and then I do my vocal warm-down or cool-down, whatever you want to call it, actually during the show, during the back half of Act 2, after most of my singing is done. I still have a little more to sing, but it's not super strenuous, so I do it now while Stephanie is singing The Way of Love, and Michaela is singing Beat Goes On, and all that stuff is happening. I do this. In a car on the way home after the show, and more often than not, I share my car with Michaela, with my babe.
We're twasted. We call that tired wasted.
Right.
It's been a 2-show day.
It sure has been.
We are knocked.
It is. It's a long week, y'all. But we live close by, so it's easy.
We do.
So at least we have that at the end of the night, and we can recap. We talk about.
We recap a lot.
Recap a lot.
You can only see your eyes.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all they need to say. And finally home. I'm in the elevator, and I ordered dinner before I left the theater, because, you know, try to be proactive. We usually cook, actually, but tonight it's late, it's Friday. Kelly was It's just order. So I'm putting the key in the door and home.
What'd you get there?
I got. Hi.
Sorry, my favorite person just came home. Hi.
Hi.
How was your day?
And that's how I come home every night.
I'm glad you didn't sneak in because I was having my own private dance party. So
Wait, yeah, what's that look like?
it's like kind of you gotta make like a face. I was on my phone too.
It's perfect.
Aren't you so glad I told you that story?
It's a good story. And we're both wearing beanies. Oh, and yes, everyone, we do still have the Christmas tree up. I think I've said before, this stays up until the first warm day.
Have they seen that house? Should we show them that?
We should show them the house. Wait, hold on. Let me take my jacket off. No, actually, you take this, and I'll take my jacket off.
Oh, the honor, the glory. Okay, this is our apartment. This is our dining area. This is our living area. These are some wedding pictures. I love that one. I don't know. There's something about it. I just love. Oh, you can't see that. Okay. So the sun was setting like right after, like right as we were giving our vows, the I do, the sun, it burst into like a million colors, and then we got that amazing picture with our sunset. This is our bedroom. Stevie Wonder's playing. Oh. Yeah, it's our bedroom. We have 2 baths. The guest bathroom's clean, I think. But it's a bathroom. Like, do you really need to see a bathroom?
No, they really don't.
They really don't.
But
They don't want the bathroom.
I always ask people who've been married a long time what their secret is to long marriage. We always do. We did a show about marriages. Oh, no, I don't have to scream. We did a show about marriages. We did a cabaret about marriages. And so we always ask people who've been married a long time what the secret is. And recently someone said 2 bathrooms.
2 bathrooms.
Which, it's hard to disagree with.
I really think that and the humor are the ties.
Yeah.
Friendship, love, sex, blah, 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 blah. Humor, bathrooms.
And separate poops.
I would show you the master bathroom, but it's disgusting. All right, we're going to eat
Starving.
What we ordered that got here way too early and is now cold. Perfect. Okay, thanks for coming in our house, Barbie.com.
Yeah.
Bye.
We've eaten. We've had the feeding. And now, we're exhausted. And also,
Ever heard of MSG?
said so many. There's gonna be so much recycling that has to be done now. It's almost the end of the show, almost the end of the week. Here's my advice. One of the things I take with me every day on stage. I went to the Atlantic Theater Acting Conservatory, and one of my favorite teachers said, every night it should be a little different, but it should always make sense. Which I always keep with me, especially in a long-running show, because it just helps you stay improvisational, remember to stay in the moment, follow your objective, but still be able to play with the people on stage. And I'm really blessed in this particular show to have really open, honest, improvisational actors. And something that I'm going to go twice because it's my vlog. And if you're going to do this life, which is hard even when you're successful or have some measure of success, create your own work, no matter what. Don't sit around waiting for someone else to cast you all the time. Create your own work, whether that means, goofy dub smashes with your wife, or, if you write and produce plays and put them on, and or concerts. I do a lot of concerts and that kind of stuff to keep yourself going, to put yourself out there so that you're not always just waiting for someone else, because it could be a lot of waiting. So thank you so much once again for joining me here at It's Always Sunny, and we'll see you next week for episode 8.